Good morning. My name is Derek and welcome to The Journey. The first topic we're going to talk about on this channel is the plan. You know, if you walk into any cockpit of airplane and ask the pilot, where are we going? The pilot will tell you exactly where you're going, how long he's going to be there, and then the next destination. Also with the captain of a ship. You walk in any wheelhouse and ask the captain, where are we going? The captain will tell you where you're going, how long it's going to take to get there, how long you're going to stay there, and then the next port of call. You know, everybody makes plans. An architect, when they want to build a building, first he has a plan up here, then he puts his plan on paper, and then they build the structure. The same with automobiles, airplanes, and everything else that you see around you, including clothes. It starts off up here as a thought. That's where the plan is formulated. Then somebody puts it down on paper, and then from there, construction begins. So my question is, if everything around us starts with a plan up here, then it's put on paper, and then construction starts, why don't we do that with our lives? Most of us, myself included in the beginning, in my early years, my teens and my 20s, I knew what I wanted. I didn't have a plan to get it, and if I didn't have a plan to get it, it definitely wasn't written down on paper. So pretty much I was doing a lot of wishful thinking and hoping something good would happen in my life. And pretty much it did. I consider myself one of the exceptions to the rules because a lot of good things happened in my life and a lot of good things that I wanted came into fruition. But a lot of things didn't come into fruition also because I wanted it, but I didn't have a plan. It wasn't written down on paper, and so therefore construction couldn't begin. They had no plans. So, back on task, why don't we do that with our lives? You know, so many of us are just floating through life, doing things we don't want to do, unhappy and unfulfilled, because we know what we want, but we never stop to make a plan to get it, to achieve it, to become it, to have it. We never made a plan. So it was just wishful thinking. And then a lot of us float all the way through life, wishful thinking, not being fulfilled, not getting what we want, being very unhappy, and living very unhappy, unfulfilled lives. Now, you would say, that sounds so simple and so simplistic that it just can't be. But the truth of the matter, it is. It's just that way with governments, corporations. Everything starts with a thought up here, then it's put down on paper, and then the construction begins. And we begin to build whatever it is we want to be, do, or have. But it has to start with a plan. So what's your plan? Do you have a plan? Is it written down on paper? That's where it has to start. And if you haven't done those two things, the construction will never get off the ground. And you look back at 70, 80 years of age and say, what happened? Because if we don't know where we're going, we can wind up anywhere. And anywhere doesn't sound so fun to me. I'm going to share one of my personal experiences with my second job out of high school. I was on a ship, a merchant ship, going from San Francisco, California to Yokohama, Japan. And the ship broke down in the middle of the voyage. That's 3 I think it's like 6,000 miles, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. 6,000 miles from San Francisco to Yokohama, Japan. In midway, 3,000 miles in the middle of the ocean, ship broke down. We had to break out all hands and we worked for 32 hours straight to get that engine going again and get underway so we can complete our voyage, our mission, our plan. And I share that story with you because I just said if you don't know where you're going, you can wind up anywhere. And being stuck out in the middle of the ocean, 3,000 miles, either way, there are no rescue boats coming. There are no towboats coming. You got to make it happen. So see, when I say you can wind up anywhere is not always a good place. So you want to be sure you don't wind up someplace you don't want to be later on in your life when your life is almost over and it's almost too late to start again. It's never too late to start again, but it's almost a point where it is too late to start again. You don't want to be there. So sit down with the most important person to you. You. Look at your dreams and goals. Ask yourself, what is it that I really want out of life? Financially, relationship-wise, employment-wise, spiritually. Ask yourself, what do I want in the full circle of my life? That's the plan. Then put that plan, like an architect, on paper. Look at that paper regularly. I look at my plan every day. Every day, I look at my plan to make sure that everything I'm doing during the course of my day is leading me towards my plan instead of wasting my time. And look at that plan every day. Get it firmly implanted up here. This is really what I want. This is what I want to spend my time, my energy, my effort to do, have, or become. And then let the construction begin. And the construction is start doing tasks every day that move you closer to your dream goal or aspiration. The construction might be you might need to learn something new. You might have to practice something that you haven't done for a long time. You might have to improve on some things that are necessary in order for you to achieve your dream or your goal. That's the process. That's the journey. That's what we talk about on this channel, the process. But before we can even start the process, we gotta get goals. Goals is what I want. The plan is how I'm going to achieve what I want, and then start the construction. That's the process. And believe me, we're in a world today that's changing due to technology, artificial intelligence, all of these things. There is no such thing as security. Security is a cute word that human beings created to make themselves feel safe in a very unstable world. See, the days of staying with a company for 35, 40 years and retiring, that's not the truth anymore because companies go out of business quickly. And all of us remember what happened in 2008 when some thieves decided to steal some money from the United States people and people around the world, and business closed. People lost their homes. People lost their jobs. People lost everything and had to reinvent themselves and start all over again. But if you have goals and dreams and you have a plan, when those things happen, you won't be the people discombobulated. You just move right on and keep going, building your construction or your dream or your goal. You become part of that 5% that really do something in life, as opposed to the 95% that live in unhappy, unfulfilled lives. So, my name is Derek, and this is The Journey. You guys have a really good day, unless you made plans to have a bad day.